Welcome back to Good Morning Sports fans. We've got more now on our top story. Manchester City losing for the 7th time in 10 games, going down 2-0 to Juventus and leaving them at risk of Champions League elimination. James Savundra is here. Jamie Carragher said Pep has no answer to their current problems. How long do you think this could go on for?
Well, we thought they'd brought an end to their problems last week when they beat Nottingham Forest at home. It felt like they were going to get back on track. But since then, we've seen the draw at Crystal Palace and defeat last night in Turin, which means it's now 1 win in 10 in all competitions. 1 win in 10 in all competitions for Pep Guardiola's side, which is remarkable. 7 defeats in that time as well. We can see what that's done in terms of their aspirations in the Champions League and the Premier League. In terms of their form in the Champions League, they're right at the bottom when it comes to the form table. When you look at all the sides in this competition, only just above sides that haven't picked up any points over the course of the last 3 matches. And that is why City are real in jeopardy of going out of the Champions League in January. They look like they've got no chance of finishing in the top 8 now. It's a case of can they fit in the top 24 to guarantee that they can get at least a knockout playoff. But what is even more fascinating is their form in the Premier League. 1 win in 6. And sometimes you need the stats. You need to see something like this to really put into your mind just how bad this run of form has been for Manchester City. They are 19th in the Premier League form table from their last 6 matches. They are only ahead of Southampton at the bottom of the Premier League table. You'd think almost certain to be relegated. They're only above them on goal difference. A -5 goal difference, 4 points picked up over the course of 6 matches. And over that time, we see how dominant Chelsea and Liverpool have been. Perhaps it's those two alongside Arsenal fighting for the Premier League title at this stage. So a season that promised so much for Manchester City, where they were hoping to win a 5th straight Premier League title. They're now 8 points off Liverpool. Liverpool got a game in hand, and City with work to do in the Champions League as well.
Yeah, this is fascinating to see. 19th in the Premier League table in terms of form over the last 6 games. But in the Champions League, they are in 22nd place. And there is a risk of elimination. How high is that risk, do you think?
Well, there's a lot to unpick here because it is very complicated now. It's not a case of 8 groups of 4 teams. We've now got a massive table of 36 teams. We know the top 8 sides will qualify directly to the round of 16. And then it's the sides between 9th and 24th that will be involved in playoffs, where you've got sides on this half taking on sides on this half to be part of that round of 16 with the top 8 sides. So we see City right now 22nd there on 8 points. They're only just above elimination here, 7 points, PSG. PSG take on Manchester City in their next group match in the Champions League. And you think the loser of that game has a real chance of being eliminated from Europe, because elimination really does mean elimination from Europe altogether. There's no drop down to the Europa League, which we've seen in previous seasons. If you're out, you're out. And for Manchester City, they know they need to win their next 2 matches to guarantee they'll be in the knockout playoffs, because that will give them 6 points. They've got up to 14 points. They won't be able to be caught by these sides here. But they've got very little chance now, you'd think, of getting into the top 8. Lille on 13 points there. You'd think you'd need a dramatic turn of events in terms of results for City to be in the top 8 there. So for City, they've got those matches coming up against PSG and Club Brugge. What's also worth bearing in mind as well, PSV Eindhoven and Dinamo Zagreb. PSV take on Liverpool in their final group match. We see Liverpool there next to you, 18 points, almost guaranteed to go through as one of the top 8 sides. And you'd think, getting to that last game, if that's confirmed, then Arne Slot, with what is a really congested fixture schedule, will rest a number of key players. So PSV Eindhoven, we're looking at that game thinking we can take 3 points there. Dinamo Zagreb on 8 points as well. Their next match against Arsenal. Arsenal very well placed there in 3rd to qualify for the next round as well. So there could be a situation where Liverpool and Arsenal have a role in determining whether or not Manchester City are in Europe following this group stage.